We're working to connect a region of over 600 million bridges between our lands.
Hello, I'm Judith Yamera and welcome to ASEAN in Focus, delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region on today's headlines. U.S. President Donald Trump said Thursday he was in no rush to secure a deal over Pyongyang's nuclear program, laying down expectations of an immediate breakthrough in high-stakes talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. ASEAN and India reaffirmed their commitment to redouble efforts to effectively implement the ASEAN-India Plan of Action at a Joint Cooperation Committee meeting at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta. And burned-out cars and street shootouts. Yangon residents are transfixed this week by the filming of a big-budget Hong Kong action movie around the city's iconic Seoul Pagoda. Wutip has intensified into a severe tropical storm as it moved closer to the Philippine area of responsibility. In its latest weather update, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration said the center of Wutip was seen 1,750 kilometers east of central Luzon, packing maximum sustained winds of 110 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 135 kilometers per hour. Pag-asa had said Wutip, which is moving west and northwestward, may enter PAR on Thursday, February 28. Meanwhile, Cagayan Valley, Eastern Visayas, Caraga, and the provinces of Aurora and Quezon are expected to experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains as the northeast monsoon affects the Philippines. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will experience partly cloudy skies, Pag-asa said. Moderate to strong winds will prevail over northern Luzon and the eastern section of the country. The rest of the country will experience light to moderate winds, according to Pag-asa. U.S. President Donald Trump said Thursday he was in no rush to secure a deal over Pyongyang's nuclear program, laying down expectations of an immediate breakthrough in high-stakes talks with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
Speed is not that important to me. I very much
The two men were holding their second meeting in 8 months, with analysts stressing it needs to produce more concrete progress than their initial historic get-together in Singapore. The Singapore summit resulted in cozy images, but only a vague commitment from Kim to work toward complete denuclearization on the Korean peninsula. Diplomacy has since stalled amid disagreements on what that actually means. As they sat down for Thursday's formal discussions in Hanoi, Trump said he was in no rush to set a deal and that speed was not that important to him as long as the North's pause in missile and nuclear testing continued.
Let him say what he said. Speed is not that important to me. I very much appreciate no testing of nuclear rockets, missiles, any of it. Very much appreciate it. And Chairman Kim and I had a great talk about that last night. I'd let him say what he said if he'd like to, and if he doesn't have to. But we had a very good talk about that last night. And again, I am in no rush. We don't want the testing, and we've developed something very special with respect to that.
Kim is looking for relief from sanctions imposed on the North because of its weapons programs, which saw tensions soar in 2017 before a wave of détente. The Pyongyang strongman said there were people who hold a skeptical view of their meeting, but pledged to seek great, ultimately good results.
Well, I think that is something which is welcomeable.
President Trump again touted the possibility of the impoverished North Korea becoming an economic powerhouse if it gave up its nuclear arsenal. And outcome analysts say it's extremely unlikely. Kim is looking for relief from sanctions imposed on the North because of its weapons programs, which saw tensions soar in 2017 before a wave of détente.
Thank you very much, Chairman Kim, and it's great to be with you again, and I'm sure over the years we'll be together a lot, and I think we'll also be together after the fact, meaning after the deal is made. We had very good discussions last night at dinner, and the pre-dinner was very good, and there were a lot of great ideas being thrown about. I think very importantly, the relationship is, just very strong. And when you have a good relationship, a lot of good things happen. So I can't speak necessarily for today, but I can say that just a little bit longer term and over a period of time, I know we're going to have a fantastic success with respect to Chairman Kim in North Korea. They're going to have an economic powerhouse. I've been writing about it. I've been talking about it. I think it's going to be an economic powerhouse. And it's something I very much look forward to helping with, because with a little bit of help in the right location, in the right place, I think it's going to be something very special.
At least 6 people are dead and dozens more are still trapped beneath the rubble of an illegal gold mine that collapsed in Indonesia. Officials said Thursday as rescuers frantically search for survivors. Some 19 miners have been brought to safety since Tuesday night's accident, and rescuers have been communicating with some still buried, raising hopes for more survivors. But with the clock ticking, the rescue effort at the remote site on Indonesia's Sulawesi Island was hampered by steep terrain and unstable soil condition after the collapse triggered a landslide. Medical personnel were planning to amputate one survivor's leg because it was bent underneath a large rock, making it impossible to free him without emergency on-site surgery. Rescuers have heavy machinery on standby, but so far they have been forced to use spades and even their bare hands to clear away debris, fearing that a wrong move could make the situation worse. Local disaster agency official Abdul Muin Paputungan said they've had to limit the number of rescuers because there have been more cracks at the location. So they're afraid if there are too many people, it will make things more dangerous.
Keterangan saudara-saudara kita yang masih hidup, datanya masih juga simpang siur, ada yang menyampaikan di dalam mereka ada lebih dari 100 orang. Ada yang menyampaikan kurang lebih 80-an. Kami sendiri juga memang belum mengetahui data secara pasti.
Thousands of holidaymakers were stranded in Bangkok on Thursday after Thai Airways cancelled all flights over Pakistan after Islamabad suddenly closed its airspace in response to soaring tension with India. 27 flights, the majority to and from European routes, have been cancelled, the Thai flag carrier said, with 3 passenger jets forced to return to Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport on Thursday. The cancellations follow a snowballing crisis between nuclear-armed neighbors, Pakistan and India, which has raised fears of an all-out war. Pakistan claimed it shut down 2 Indian Air Force planes in its airspace, although it later clarified only 1 Indian pilot had been captured. India said its forces had also shut down a Pakistani fighter jet as Pakistan suddenly closed its airspace. Thai Airways said nearly 5,000 passengers had been caught up in the cancellations. A Thai Airways spokesperson said there are 4,000 from European flights and 700 to 800 from flights to Pakistan. The carrier said stranded passengers were put up in hotels at its expense. But frustration mounted Thursday at Bangkok's main airport at the sudden delays. A German tourist flying back to Munich after a holiday in Phuket, Gerda Heinzel, said they have waited there for 11 to 12 hours already. She also added that they have not been given anything to eat or anywhere to stay. There are no German-speaking staff to help them. Flights to London, Paris, Brussels, Milan, and Munich were all cancelled on Thursday, while 10 incoming flights from Europe were also scratched. The cancellations are a blow to Thai Airways during one of the country's most popular travel periods. In other news, Australian man Brendan Luke Johnson, charged with selling cocaine in Indonesia's resort island of Bali, is sentenced to more than 5 years in prison. He was arrested last year with almost 12 grams of cocaine hidden at his rental home. Johnson, who is reportedly 43, and his Indonesian girlfriend, Remy Purwanti, were each given 5 years and 4 months in prison by the Bali court. Foreigners are regularly arrested for drugs offenses in Bali, which attracts millions of visitors to its palm fringed beaches every year. Indonesia has some of the world's toughest anti-drug laws, and traffickers can be sentenced to death.
Menjatuhkan pidana kepada terdakwa satu Remy Purwanti dan terdakwa 2 Brendan Johnson adalah oleh karena itu masing-masing dengan pidana penjara selama 5 tahun dan 4 bulan dan denda 800 juta rupiah.
Brendan's been addicted to drugs since he was 16, and we always knew we were going to get a phone call, and we did. It could have been hospital, it could have been like this one and arrested, or it could have been worse. So he's got to pay the price of what he's done. He's just got to get his head down now and do his time and be a good prisoner.
Word Hope will be having all new episodes very, very soon. We can't wait for all of you to join us again as we learn many, many things. We will have loads of fun learning new words and values as well. So, stay tuned to Net25 Kids every Saturday and Sunday, 8:30 to 9 a.m. only on Net25.
Welcome back. ASEAN and India reaffirmed their commitment to redouble efforts to effectively implement the ASEAN-India Plan of Action at a Joint Cooperation Committee meeting at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta. The 19th ASEAN-India Joint Cooperation Committee, or AIJCC, meeting saw a robust discussion on how to further add momentum to the strategic partnership between ASEAN and India. The meeting also discussed ways to increase the utilization of the ASEAN-India Fund and ASEAN-India Green Fund, as well as the $1 billion line of credit provided by the Indian government to support infrastructure and digital connectivity projects between ASEAN and India. In addition, both sides discussed the revitalization of the ASEAN-India Business Council so as to promote a business-to-business ties. A number of activities have been planned for implementation in 2019, which include proposals made at the ASEAN-India Breakfast Summit in November 2018. The activities cover collaboration in the areas of blue economy, maritime cooperation, tourism transport, media, energy, education, and culture. The 19th AIJCC meeting was co-chaired by Permanent Representative of Thailand to ASEAN Pasmorn Sangasubana and Ambassador of India to ASEAN Rudrendra Tandon, and attended by members of the Committee of Permanent Representatives to ASEAN and their representatives, as well as the ASEAN Secretariat. Joint Secretary for ASEAN Affairs at India's Ministry of External Affairs, Anurag Bhusan, was also in attendance. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, the Bureau of Customs has assured Filipino-Chinese businessmen that the government is doing everything it can to address the crippling port congestion, which is seen to impede commerce and slow trade facilitation in the country. In a statement on Tuesday, Customs Commissioner Ray Leonardo B. Guerrero told Filipino-Chinese businessmen that the government is doing everything it can to address the issues and concerns affecting the operations at the ports, including the congestion problem. Manila South Harbor operator Asian Terminals Incorporated gave assurances on Tuesday that it's business as usual at the port despite the fire that hit the customs headquarters last Friday. It was discussed that international shipping lines should be required to have their own container depots outside Metro Manila and not inside port terminals, as what is being practiced at present. The container yards could be for the storage of their empty containers, with the space allocation of the facility to be efficiently managed to maximize storing capacity. The BOC also reported that as an alternative, a unified or shared facility where empty containers of all shipping companies may be accommodated can also be established. Furthermore, the strict enforcement of the 90-day rule on the empty containers should be also undertaken, if only to penalize those that have stayed in the country for over 90 days. Last week, the National Economic and Development Authority said the port congestion could dampen the country's trade performance this year. Congestion, particularly at the Port of Manila, has also been cited by German firm Hapag-Lloyd as a reason it has ceased acceptance for all reefer cargo to Manila for both North and South Harbor. In 2014, a study by state-owned think tank Philippine Institute of Development Studies, or PIDS, estimated that the economy lost 43.85 billion pesos due to port congestion, with the BOC losses comprising an estimated 25.55 billion pesos of the total. Meanwhile, the Manila Electric Company, or Meralco, on Tuesday said it surpassed sales and operational targets in a conducive business environment last year. The utility firm posted a 13% increase in net income last year to 23.1 billion pesos from 20.5 billion pesos a year ago. Core profit also jumped to 22.4 billion pesos, 11% higher than the 20.2 billion pesos in 2017. Revenue stood at 304.5 billion pesos at the end of 2018, 8% higher than 2017. The sustained growth of the domestic economy and the resilience of the global economy amidst political uncertainties have allowed Meralco to still achieve healthy energy sales in growth in 2018, despite an increase in the pursuit of greater energy efficiency across all customer classes. Distributed and self-generation, particularly rooftop solar, which could negatively impact sales volumes. Meralco Chairman Manuel Pangilinan said, quote, we hope the government's Build program and private sector investment will pick up steadily to support domestic consumption and help hurdle the uncertainties affecting our growth, he said. Meralco's customer base at end 2018 stood at 6.6 million. The Board of Directors approved a final cash dividend of 10.594 pesos per share to all shareholders as of March 22, 2019, payable on April 15, 2019.
At the famous pyramids of Giza. Stay tuned to watch Digital Net every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Reporting from EBC Egypt Bureau, I'm Zara Angeles Valdez, and I am 1 with 25.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave some love by giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe here at EBC Digital Net so you don't miss any of our upcoming features.
Welcome back. The ASEAN Foundation and SAP are inviting tertiary students from across the region to participate in the ASEAN Data Science Explorers 2019 competition, aiming to harness the power of data to help solve the most pressing developmental issues in the region. The competition will be carried out from February to October 2019, kick-starting with informative and enablement sessions organized for students and lecturers in local institutions of higher learning across all 10 ASEAN member states to improve their data analytics skills and knowledge. The enablement sessions will be followed by national and regional data analytics competition, where successful youth applicants will converge to present data-driven proposals which highlight issues in ASEAN across 6 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In order to take part in the competition, students are required to form teams of 2 or to register for the competition and submit their proposals. One participating team from each member state will stand a chance to be crowned as the national finalist before advancing to compete in the regional finals. At the highest honor of regional finals, the 10 national finalists will be given the opportunity to present their winning ideas to a panel of judges which consist of distinguished representatives from the ASEAN Foundation, SAP, government agencies, and selected NGOs. Coinciding with Thailand's ASEAN chairmanship in 2019, this year's regional finals will be held in Bangkok on 16th of October 2019. The call for applications of the ASEAN DSE 2019 will close on the 17th of May 2019. Meanwhile, burned-out cars and street shootouts. Yangon residents are transfixed this week by the filming of a big-budget Hong Kong action movie around the city's iconic Seoul Pagoda. Take a look. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Tamara, and I'm on with 25.